I'm Twyla from My Bilingual Life. I'm here to help you become bilingual. One of the topics in Spanish that doesn't exist in English is the use of formal or informal pronouns. Today, I want to help you understand this and know how to use them correctly. First of all, while this is considered polite in Spanish language, relax. You will not offend a native speaker by making an accident as you are learning Spanish. In most cases, they can tell you are learning the language and will not take offense to an error. However, as you want to increase your competency in Spanish, this is one area that you will want to spend some time practicing. In English, we have the subject pronoun you. You is correct for both singular and plural forms. Although in some dialect, the plural form may be you all, you guys, or here in Texas, y'all. In Spanish, there are different words for the singular and plural forms of the words, and there's separate words for the formal and the informal pronouns. Let's look at the informal singular version first. This is when you are speaking to one person that you know well. In this case, you will use the word tú. Please take note that tú is always written with an accent when it's acting as a subject pronoun. For more common mistakes with the subject pronouns, please check out the video linked here and in the description. The plural informal subject pronoun is either vosotros or vosotras. Vosotras would mean you are speaking to a group of only females. Vosotros would mean you are speaking to a group of men, a mixed group of genders, or a group that you cannot identify the genders immediately. Vosotros and vosotras is only used in Spain and maybe some earlier translations of the Bible. I also want to mention that there is a singular informal form of vosotros that is vos. This form is only really used in a few countries in South America. We won't be spending much time with this pronoun as it basically replaces tú in these areas. Let's move on to the formal singular pronoun, and that will be usted. Usted is often abbreviated with a capital U-D, period. Abbreviation is always capitalized, and the word written out follows the regular capitalization rules of being capitalized at the beginning of a sentence, or maybe in a title. The formal plural pronoun is ustedes. Ustedes is often abbreviated with capital U-D-S, period. Again, the abbreviation is always capitalized, and the word written out follows the regular capitalization rules. Most countries do not use the informal plural, vosotros, and use ustedes for any time they are speaking to more than one person. Now, besides knowing which form of you to use, each form uses a different verb tense. Tú uses the singular second person form of the verb. Vosotros uses verbs conjugated to the second person plural form. Usted uses the third person singular form of the verb, and ustedes uses the third person plural form. I know that seems a little confusing. I have a video here that explains the subject pronouns and which form of the verb they use that will be linked here and in the description if you need more help with this concept. This will be a topic that we will talk about repeatedly in my videos. So let's look at when to use the informal pronoun tú. First, you will use it with people you know and are familiar with, like your family and friends. You can use it with people who are younger than you, like children, or when someone has specifically asked you to use the more informal language. You will use usted, the formal pronoun, as a sign of respect. In general, use it with people who are older than you. Use usted with people who have a higher position than you, such as your boss, a celebrity, or a professor. You should use usted with people that you don't know. For example, if you're asking directions on the street or a price in the store, you would address the person you are asking with usted as a sign of respect and courtesy. Use usted with people who have a title, like a doctor or a minister. Finally, use usted when it's important to be polite. Let's look at some tips. First of all, these are not strict rules. For example, I taught in a bilingual dual language program. Some of the teachers expected the students to use usted, while some of the others, especially in the younger grades, did not make that a requirement. So, what do you do if you're unsure? First, listen to the conversation and find out what other people are saying. Family relations is another area that's a little confusing. Some people will refer to their parents with usted, while others will use the informal tú. If your friend is addressing his or her parent with usted, that is a clear sign that you should do the same. On a side note, even if my friend used tú with his or her parents, I would use usted out of respect. I don't have the same familiarity with them that my friend does. My second tip is always err on the side of formality. This shows respect, and if the person is comfortable with you using the informal language, they will tell you to do so. In all honesty, the second tip is more like my rule. I use formal language with a person, unless that person is a child, until they tell me otherwise. Another quick side note, the corporate business world seems to hold on to the formal language a bit more so than in other areas. So deciding between informal and formal on the plural form is much easier because unless you are in Spain or certain areas of South America, you will use the formal form, ustedes. I hope this has clarified the different forms of you in Spanish. I know this is a tricky concept for us native English speakers, but it's really not that difficult once you start hearing it in a conversation. And don't forget my tip. If you're in doubt, use the formal usted. We will continue to review this as we work through conjugating verbs in the coming lessons. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of the upcoming lessons. I'll see you soon in our next lesson. Adios!